It's a weird paradox, right? How can an AI master the most complicated game on Earth, but then completely fail at something a toddler could figure out? We've got these incredibly powerful systems, and they're getting smarter every single day, but they still make these baffling, almost silly mistakes. So let's just dive right into this puzzle and figure out why our smartest AI can sometimes be so dumb.
Okay, to really get our heads around this, we're going to run a little thought experiment. This is based on a scenario from a couple of researchers, Ronald Brockman and Hector Levesque. So just picture it, a not-so-distant future where self-driving cars are everywhere, and they are incredibly good at their jobs, super safe, super dependable.
We're going to follow one of these hyper-advanced cars on a really simple trip. An errand it should be able to do in its sleep. But as you're about to see, things don't exactly go to plan. And look, this isn't just any car. We're talking about a machine that's a true expert driver. It can handle a blizzard or rush hour traffic way better than most of us. You just tell it where to go, and it handles the rest flawlessly. And the mission for today? Totally, completely boring. It's a national holiday, and you've sent your car out to pick up some steaks for the barbecue. A simple little trip it's probably made 100 times before. No big deal. So at first, everything is going exactly as planned. The car rolls up to an intersection, sees the red light, and just smoothly and perfectly comes to a stop. It's doing precisely what it was programmed to do. But then, nothing happens. 3 minutes tick by, then 5. The light's still red. The car's cameras are picking up some unusual activity, sure, but its programming says red light means stop, so it just sits there, patiently waiting. 10 minutes go by, then 15. The car is totally paralyzed. Now, you or I would have figured this out in like a minute, right? You'd see people getting out of their cars, maybe hear some faint music, see a few flags, and you'd put two and two together. Oh, it's a parade. That's why the traffic's not moving. The light isn't broken. It's being controlled for the event. But the car, it doesn't see any of that context. It just sees one thing, a red light. And this gets us right to the heart of the matter. With all its amazing driving skills, why does it make this ridiculous mistake? Why isn't it doing anything? Okay, so here's the answer. It all comes down to the huge difference between two kinds of intelligence. There's specialized expertise, which AI is fantastic at, and then there's just good old-fashioned common sense, which it turns out AI has none of. So what even is common sense? Well, it's not about being a genius at one specific thing. It's about using this huge, kind of messy library of ordinary, everyday knowledge that we all have floating around in our heads to get stuff done in the real world. And this is where you see the huge gap. Expert AI, like our self-driving car, is amazing inside its little bubble, its closed world of traffic rules. But the second you take it outside of that, it's brittle. It breaks. Human common sense, it's the exact opposite. It's flexible, it's robust, and it's built for the messy, unpredictable real world. It's like the mundane glue that holds our whole understanding of things together. A really powerful way to think about AI today is the idiot savant analogy. It can pull off these incredible specialized mental tricks, like calculating a million chess moves a second, but it doesn't have the basic understanding to handle a situation that's even a tiny bit different from what it was trained on, like a parade blocking an intersection. So, okay, if common sense is so important, why is it so ridiculously hard to build into an AI? Well, it comes down to something called the long tail problem, and it's all about the absolutely mind-boggling variety of the real world. And this quote right here, it sounds like a total contradiction, right? Extremely rare words are quite common, but it actually gets to the very heart of the issue. This comes from analyzing a massive database of text, and what they found tells us something really fundamental about our world. Check this out. In the British National Corpus, which is this huge collection of 100 million words, there's a more than 50% chance that any random paragraph you grab will have a word that appears only once in the entire thing. Let that sink in for a second. Words that are, by definition, extremely rare on the grand scale of things are actually showing up all of the time. So what does this long tail actually mean for AI? It means the real world is just packed with these one-off, rare events. There are so many unique things that can happen that what seems extremely rare is actually happening constantly. A parade, a flock of birds landing on the road, a sinkhole opening up. You can't possibly train an AI for every single one of those possibilities. And just throwing more data and faster computers at the problem, that's just not going to cut it. All right, so if just cramming more data into the machine isn't the answer, then what is? Well, maybe the whole approach is wrong. Maybe instead of trying to teach AI every single fact, we need to give it a general model of how the world works, kind of like a worldview.
This big idea is called the knowledge representation hypothesis. And basically, it says that for an AI to be really smart, it can't just be a pattern matching machine. It needs to have its knowledge organized into symbolic concepts, ideas like parade or obstacle or unexpected delay. And then it needs the ability to actually reason about those concepts.
And what's crazy is, this is not a new idea. The philosopher Leibniz was talking about this over 300 years ago. His proposal was basically two steps. First, you represent knowledge with symbols. And second, you create rules, what he called a species of calculus, to manipulate those symbols and come up with new ideas. It's about reasoning, not just reacting. So let's bring all this together and look at the bigger picture. Because this isn't just some abstract technical challenge. This is really about the quest to create AI that can be a real partner for us in the world. Look, at the end of the day, this is way more than just some debate for computer scientists. This is about whether we can ever build AI systems that we can actually, truly trust to make decisions on their own, whether that's driving a car, managing a power grid, or helping out in surgery. Trust requires predictability, and predictability requires common sense. So here's the bottom line. If we want AI to be genuinely helpful in the real world, it needs to understand context. It needs to know what a parade is. It has to be able to reason for itself when the rulebook doesn't have the answer. That is the key to moving beyond these idiot savant systems and finally building truly intelligent partners we can actually rely on. And that leaves us with this one big question. If we can't crack this common sense problem, can an AI ever be truly autonomous? Or is it always going to be that brilliant expert just stuck at the red light waiting for one of us to show up and tell it what to do?